Buddy, it's the Mad Master here. I'm doing a final video tonight, or tonight, whatever. This is an announcement, sort of just a milestone that I reached today. And so I'm in this project called Pathless Land. It's been around since 2010. I've been trying to record all these songs with various session musicians and even a few real people too, that not real. Not that session musicians aren't real people, but, you know, people that were around a couple times. So I am finally done with the recording, at least, of the album that I've been working on. Probably, well, granted, 2017, there's some recordings that are on there that are from 2017, but really 2018/2019 is when I really started. If you're on that channel, Mad Warrior 777, I almost count like that Phantom of the Opera cover that I did, Iron Maiden, as like the beginning of the recording, and this is kind of the last one. It kind of came full circle with this song that I just did because it has a very big Iron Maiden influence, ironically enough. And I used some of the same equipment and same tones and stuff as that Phantom of the Opera cover. It sounds better than that, of course, because I've gotten a little better in the 4 years or whatever it's been. So yeah, it's done. I've gotten some mixes and stuff from this guy in Fiverr that he's really good. I don't know, you know, I'm going to keep using him or not because it's getting kind of expensive. So, but I want to actually do a pressing of a CD, a limited pressing, probably will later this year. It's not done, you know, it's not done, but it's done, you know, recording's done. And I just have to edit some stuff and clean up some stuff. I'm not going to record anything more though. I'm done with recording. And it's hard to believe that it's been this long, but I felt really good when I first put on that final track, laid down that final track today. And the final track that I did, I think, was a harmony track. And did some keyboard solo stuff, you know, some synth guitar, some piccolo bass solo at the end of the song. I'm not going to say the name of the song. It's the final song for this release, though, because this thing has been just a huge thing for a long time. I just can't believe it. It just feels really weird to finally like record the final track for this. And that's why I'm doing this video. Just like I feel this, it's just this kind of eerie, kind of strange vibe about this whole thing. Like I've lived in 2 different places. You know, dated women. Had some really bad stuff happen to me. Had some friends that kind of, you know, we have our differences and don't talk anymore. You know, got a new job. All in this span of time, the 4 years, 5 years, whatever. I count it as 4 years, you know, from April of 2019 till now. Or, you know, a little over 4 years as far as the recording goes. Even if there are recordings from 2017 on it. Mainly guitar and drums and stuff. But like, wait a second. Or 2017, 2018. Because the Dungeon Master is on there. You know, Light Years Collide and songs like that. So yeah, I got this done. And it's been a long time coming. I'm going to try to get the best mixes I can. If I can't do it myself, of course, I'm going to outsource it if I have to. Really, I've accidentally done, quote unquote, accidentally done decent mixes and masters before, like on Age of Discovery, which is one of the previous releases. I thought it sounded pretty good. There was some bad parts and stuff, and of course, you know, this is not by far a perfect album. It's kind of held together by duct tape, you know, and it has its own charm, I guess, you know. It wasn't recorded with, you know, the modern. Well, it was recorded kind of modern, but, you know, it wasn't recorded like in a studio. It was recorded in an attic, in a bedroom, in a bedroom, and then in a living room on a computer over the course of 4 or 5 years. And it got longer and longer until I decided that's enough songs, 14 songs. And it's just really weird to look back on it now. It's not perfect. Like, a lot of great albums aren't perfect, I'm not saying it's a great album, but it's going to come out hopefully by August, I'd say, if we get the mixing and mastering done, and maybe before that, I don't know, depends. I'm going to make I still burn cdrs for my car. I haven't gotten into the MP3 thing yet because I'm such a boomer with technology. Not every technology, though. It's weird because I'm kind of like half good with some of it too. So I don't know. Maybe I should just not be lazy and learn how my car works. I've got some MP3s working on my car, like from streaming and stuff, but then it didn't work. I don't know. Got the Bluetooth working. But yeah, I still listen to cdrs. It's just that, I'm old school in that way. But that's the only way I like to listen to, like, masters, though. Because I'll burn one CDR and then another CDR to listen to masters and mixes. I just like it that way. I don't know, I'm just used to it over the years. So yeah, this album, it's, my life for 5 years. I've been recording these songs and, coming up with more stuff, Breakup I wrote, a song or two. There's a song about the other ballad. There's actually 2 ballads on it. There's no ballads about chicks. Chicks. I still say chicks. I'm so old school. There's no ballads about that. All the songs that are about chicks are actually like regular songs, AOR-ish, metal, whatever. The ballads are not about that. There's a ballad that's very Manowar-esque called The Winter's Edge. It was from this Tony Robbins thing. It's like, why not put the two together, Manowar and Tony Robbins, like the inspirational shit. Live with passion, And then there's Shadows of the Green, which is a lyric I wrote in 2007 about Swamp Things, love and stuff, and like this love story of the Swamp Things. Kind of weird, but because I was writing lyrics to this ballad in one of my old bands, but I never used the lyrics. I kind of tossed them aside because it was called Shadows of the Green, or On the Green, which is the same song, but it's not the same song. It's the same. It was Agristal from Cyclic Creation. I was writing Shadows on the Green for that song. And then I did an instrumental of Agristal called Shadows on the Green. It's really confusing. And then I wrote I did a different music and called it Shadows of the Green, and then used those lyrics, and then had the singer sing those lyrics. So it's a different song, but it's kind of comes from that place. Those are the 2 ballads. And then, there's End Times, which is a death metal-ish, mellow deathish song, maybe Scar Symmetry or one of those bands, have a little bit of influence. I don't know, some of that kind of stuff. I don't really listen to that stuff too much, but like the old mellow death I did, but with clean vocals, I kind of was inspired by that. And I was also inspired by this guitarist that I worked with from one of my previous bands. He did this kind of technique that I kind of try to copy on there. Which I have another song I'm working on that has that kind of thing. It's kind of thing. It's hard to explain, but I'd have to play it. And then I have At Saturn's Gate, which is based on a Clark Ashton Smith story. And then the second half, it's kind of like Holy Wars, Punishment Due, whatever the word took off. The second half is a little bit of a lyric about tyranny in general. Just read into it. I'm not going to say what it's about or if it's about anything. It's just, kind of it's a reaction to thoughts about things, So it's kind of a 2-part song, kind of like Holy Wars, Punishment Due, it's about Holy Wars in the Middle East, and then The Punisher, it's kind of the same kind of thing. And then there's Centipede, which is a doom metal song with some other stuff. When I was a kid, when I wrote the song, which is really fucking old. Saturn's Gate is pretty old too. Lyrics aren't old, but some of the riffs are. Centipede was a full song pretty much, except for the midsection when I recorded it. It's from it. I'm gonna puke. Like, it's so old, it's scary. It's like, I'll just put it this way: my ex-girlfriend was one. Like, I don't know if she was like even born when the song was written. For real, like I think she was like 1 year old when I wrote those riffs. Like, it's messed up. I know it's messed up. I was 15, okay? I was 15, okay? I wrote those riffs. I might have been a little bit old, maybe a little bit younger. I don't know. I was like 15 or 16 when I wrote those riffs. So it's kind of weird that that song is so old, but I mean, it's really messed up. It's just so strange that it took so long to be on an album, a song like that. But it's based on William S. Burroughs' Naked Lunch. As like the lyrics were about that. I wrote it back then about that. It's the same lyrics, the same riffs. The only thing that's different is like, actually not much. It's like about 80% the same song as when I was 15. It's like grunge. I was into grunge, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, Black Sabbath, and the Doors, because I like their like really like disharmonic solos and stuff. So I played this riff like on when the music's over. So I played this riff that was like the kind of like that Voivod, whatever. So that was kind of a treat doing that song, which is not a great song. It's okay. I'm putting it on the album. Maybe it's filler. I don't know. But it's so weird doing that song. Light Years Collide is from 2003. I wrote that with a former singer of mine. Or he wrote like parts of the chorus and parts of the, vocal melody and stuff. But, the concept was all mine. But still, he wrote some of the... So I gave him credit on that. And then actually this new singer did a little bit of melody writing for the song too. So I'm giving him credit. So, and Bloodlines, the Tigers of Pantane just released an album called that. But this has been around. This Bloodlines concept has been around since like 2013 that I've had for this album. You can look at the channel. There's Bloodlines coming out this year. Like for 10 years, I'm going to come up with this album. Like the concept overall. Bloodlines, I wrote some of the riffs with this former guitarist Chris, but the rest of the song's mine. I added some new riffs too from the old version. So technically, he wrote 2 riffs in the song during the proggy section, and then the rest is mine. I'm just saying, I don't care about this concept, but other than that, it's all mine. I wrote everything. I mean, the whole album. There's no other input at all. I mean, I wrote every lyric, every vocal melody. Well, I mean, you could argue what constitutes a vocal melody, because there's some adjustments the singer made, but it's not really that different than my demos that I have them all for safekeeping. So it's kind of weird. It kind of feels like a milestone has been achieved once this is out. It's not out yet, but it's God, it just feels so weird coming out with this album. I'm just like, what the hell, It's finally done. I mean, it's finally over. It took me so long to record this album, though. I mean, I didn't know what direction I was going to go in for some of it, It's all over the place. I mean, there's AOR, poppy, hard rock, metal, like One More Chance. And then there's Bloodlines, which is like this full prog, Maiden goes prog thing. Robots Revolt is like that too, kind of. That was the one I did today. I'll just be honest. I don't want to say the name, but there's a lot of songs. 14 fucking songs. I mean, I'm releasing this thing as soon as I can. And what do I expect from it? I don't know. I don't really expect anything, because I don't really expect much from music. I just do it. I do it, and that's it. I don't really care anymore about, it's one of those things that I get bothered by it sometimes. Like, oh, why can't I have a band? Is a full band? I mean, I have a band, but it's a cover band. But why can't I have a full band that does all these songs and has this concept? Because I have a whole concept for this band, and for the stage stuff, for the lights, and for the the props and the intro music and explosions and all this shit. I just have the whole concept for this band, and I've had it for a long time, but why can't I do it? I don't know. But at least I have this album, because this album is like my favorite thing I've done, other than Age of Discovery, which is an earlier demo I did for the project. That's my second favorite now. That is like electronic songs and shit. I did all sorts of stuff. This doesn't have anything like that, but maybe the next one will. I wouldn't be surprised. And of course, I'm already working on the next one. I just have various riffs and ideas that I've been working through. I have like this kind of spacey, ethereal kind of song that I'm working on. It was like a preset on my Moore M250 or whatever the hell it is, my modeling thing. And it was like the ocean. It's kind of ironic because it's about the ocean, or the song I called it Ocean something. I don't know, not Ocean Gate, but you know, I call it something. I really like it. So overall, this is like a momentous thing for me to release this music once it's mixed and mastered. I think it's about a third mixed and mastered, and even there, I'm like, well, that guitar solo isn't loud enough. I've did some tricks to a couple of songs where I re-add parts that were on it just slightly, you know, in the background with them. And it's probably not the smartest idea, but it only happens a couple times, because I was like, well, this is not mixed well enough, this part, with people that have mixed the song so far. I'm not going to ask them, you know, to redo it again, because I asked them like 2 or 3 times, and then, you know, and they're for hire, so it's hard. But you know, I'm going to probably mix everything down and put it on like a USB drive. I mix all the stems, as they call it, and just leave it alone. After it's released, maybe one day I can remix it. Maybe I'll have the money or means to do it. But this is like this is the moment of where this is kind of the, I wouldn't say it's the final statement that I'm going to make in Pathless Land, but it's the biggest one so far, most important one, because I've been working on this shit so this is the longest I've worked on it. I think one of them took like 3 years. Age of Discovery, I think, took like 2 or 3 years. Then I had another guitarist working with me, Chris, but I programmed drums back then instead of hired a drummer. So I mean, at this point, I'm gonna continue to do stuff. I'm probably still gonna do Pathless Land, still gonna record stuff, but I'm gonna try really hard to find people locally to actually do it this time. I was working with a singer a short amount of time. Now he has this power metal band and stuff. Oh, you know, that was in 2020, early 2020. We were gonna do Pathless Land, and he had all these songs. He had like a couple songs and stuff he wanted to do too. But yeah, I'm gonna do this project. You know, this is the final statement that I make before I just kind of go into looking for other people more seriously, because this is kind of the definitive statement that I've made with this music. In my opinion, it's the definitive statement, because there's so many different influences and songs. And that's kind of what I was looking to do, and that's why it's called Pathless Land in a way. I mean, it's Krishnamurti, but it's also, there's no one direction. There's just a new direction. No, it's an inside joke for people that watch this. New direction that I'm going into, that you're sitting on. Yes, new direction. Sorry, it's terrible. So, a new direction. No. And as far as like what do I want the next one to be about, like what kind of music, I've always envisioned like the next one is going to be like more extreme metal and like more technical, but then still has like that power metal element, but not in like a way that's like, it sounds weird, but like negative in this way. Like, I can't explain the exact thing that I mean by that, but like, you know, there's bands that are like do a more extreme power metal, and it's more like, depressing, like, it's just like, I don't want that kind of shit. But it's still going to be pretty brutal, and it'd probably be dark. But I'm just saying, it's not going to be like Nevermore, like even Evergrey or something like that. It's not going to be like that. Even though I like those bands, don't get me wrong. But for my own stuff, I don't want to do anything like that's like downer in a certain way. In a certain way. I mean, there's a lot of dark stuff I talk about, but still, I'm a more fantastical kind of person. I think there's more fantasy, Blind Guardian kind of stuff with Pathless Land is more, but a more extreme version of that, maybe, Arsis means Blind Guardian or something like that, with some electronic stuff and more psychedelic kind of space rock kind of shit mixed in. Industrial, sorry, that's an inside joke that I shouldn't be saying, because who knows if he watches this video. Anyways, industrial, sorry, I just had a soda really late. Fuck. Edit that out. No. No, I mean, maybe the person doesn't watch these videos, and I know that would be offended by that. But that's the way it goes. So yeah, it's a momentous occasion for me to finally wrap up recording of this damn fucking album that's been like a weight on my shoulders and not a free weight, which I should be doing, for 5 years. It's just crazy to think about, and all these songs, and some of them are from when I was a teenager. I mean, Jesus Christ. And I wrote them. I didn't know I was going to do all these songs. I was just like, maybe I'll do that song that I wrote when I was a kid, Well, maybe I'll do those 2 songs I wrote when I was a kid. So it's kind of like 14 songs. I don't even know if it fits on one disc if I do a disc. I'm going to have to like burn a disc and see if all the songs fit on there, because there's a 13-minute long song known as Bloodlines. The new one's 7 or 8 minutes, and then there's like 2 or 3 7-minute songs. So I don't fucking know, but yeah, that's cool, I'm excited. I'm excited to wrap this up, have it on Metal Archives, Pathless Land, Bloodlines, 2023, active. I'm just excited about that. I was seeing that on Metal Archives. Maybe I'll send some to Italy this time, like I did last time, or Japan, or Greece, or whatever. Because these people ask me to send them actual CDs that I make. They like wrote me on Facebook, and they're like, I want your CDs. Do I have to pay? I'm like, I'll just pay shipping. Or this guy from Japan's got like 30 of them from me, from Alchemy, Mystery, and Mastery, which is 2 session singers and myself, which thankfully this is only one person that sings the whole album. But yeah, that's the deal. I really want to do this I really do want to do this project, even if I'm in this band that I'm in, Rock Invasion it's called. I really do want to do Pathless Land too. If I could do both, that'd be great. But if I can't, I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I really want to find people to do this, because I know Rock Invasion's not gonna. I don't think they're gonna cross the two. I don't think the two could merge together, because it's very different than what we're doing in some ways. Like, it's just too extreme for certain members. Some of the stuff that I do, or if it's too like something, there's different things, different things people are good at or not good at, different styles, and the Pathless Land thing's not for some of the people, in my opinion. I'm giving away too much. What the fuck? I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to be like take over the band and write all the songs. But Pathless Land is just my project. I don't give a shit, I'm just gonna say, like, I'm a dictator. I'm the dictator, of Pathless Land. So I don't think these people will want it, that are in my other project, would want me to be a dictator. So I'll let that band be separate. I'll just let these things be separate. If we start writing original songs, I'm not going to bring in Pathless Land stuff. No, because it's special and separate. It's just the way it goes. But I will try to form. I mean, maybe there's certain people in the band that probably would play Pathless Land, or actually have offered. I'm not going to say who they are. And I probably would do that with that certain person, as far as doing Pathless Land with the person that I talking about. Now, I'd have to find the right people I'm extra picky about this project because this is like just so technically challenging. What was the hardest song to do? That's a great question. I mean, this current song was took the longest because I think I first got drums recorded in 2020. I think the title track might have been the hardest, but God, that's a tough question. I don't know. It's hard to say. There's so many songs, I can't even remember all the songs. I have to take a look. And it's power metal, it's prog metal, it's a little bit of death metal, and whatever metal, doom, whatever the hell it is. It's what a traditional metal trad metal, tradcon, tradcon metal. That would be like Iced Earth, tradcon metal. No, I was kidding. Back before he got into Alex Jones, that would be tradcon metal. So yeah, I'm excited about it though. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna do more stuff. There's stuff I want to do that probably people may not like. Like some people there's a couple songs on this that people have praised through the years, namely like Time Will Tell If Our Love Is Gonna Last and The Dungeon Master. People really like those two songs. But I might want to sing some songs. I have this project that I'm working on that's like old school punk, like really old, like 70s punk sort of, It's kind of ridiculous, but it's fun, and I might do a song, I might sing it, I don't really care. People might not like my voice. I don't like my voice that much, by the way. I really don't. I think it has a lot of work to do and just doesn't have the feel that I want all the time. But at the same time, I really do want to sing more, and I will. I'll be singing more. I'll be doing maybe some covers. There's a cover I want to do. I'm not going to say what song it is. There's a couple songs like that. There's like 3 or 4 different songs I would love to do covers of right now. That I would, or some of my projects I do want to sing for. But Pathless Land I don't want to sing for. I used to sing for it, but I stopped because several different factors. But would it have made a difference if I stopped or not? Was there any more appeal because I got a singer for hire for the band? No, nobody cares. I mean, nobody really gives a shit. But I don't care. I do my thing. I don't care if people. I mean, obviously, a person ordering 30 CDs from Japan, people do care, but it's not like a huge thing, and never will be. Well, maybe. I wouldn't say that. I'm not going to say that. But, it's not like it's an easy thing to appeal to people with that style of music, I don't know what it is. It's, especially in the United States. Like, traditional metal has never been it's like people like Iron Maiden and Judas Priest and, stuff like that. But they don't like Manowar. They don't like the German bands, they don't seem to know about it a lot of the time, half the time, and then they just don't care. It just kind of goes over their head for whatever dumb fucking reason. But I don't care. I do my thing. They like Dream Theater and shit. I mean, they like a lot of. There are popular bands, but I'm gonna improve. Pathless Land will be better next time. I mean, hopefully it'll be a local singer though. I'm gonna try really hard to find a local singer. The band I'm in right now, I don't think he's going to do it. I don't think he would do it. I don't want him to do it either, honestly. I don't think his voice would fit some of the stuff I do in Pathless Land. Not that I like his vocals. I mean, I wouldn't be in a band with him if it weren't for that, but it just doesn't fit. I'm very picky, like I said. Maybe I'm too picky, I don't know. But I'm going to look for members once this is done. Once this is on Bandcamp, for fuck's sake, I'm going to look for members. I don't care, people. I'll just, perpetuity. I'll, try to find members for it. Maybe by the time I'm, 80 years old, I'll play live or something. I don't know, or 50, whatever. It's like I don't care that people don't care about stuff that I do. Some people don't care. Some people just kind of, and sometimes it's because they don't want to tell me something's wrong. I think. When they do, I like to hear it. I like to hear That's why I got a singer, because I was criticized for my voice. And the guy wanted to sing too for me, but there's a lot of things about it, but it's my passion. It is my dream to play like Walk-In or something with Pathless Land. It's been for a long time. Like, this is like the project that this is my heart and soul of my music. That's the thing. Like, that's why I feel so like, wow, it's done, because this is the heart and soul of what I am about, this project. I do a lot of projects, I'm in like 7 different projects, like I said. Or I said in social media, which I'm banned for Facebook for 24 hours. I don't know what the hell I said. But, this is my heart and soul. People may not understand it, but this is like my life. Like, this album is like, this is like the definitive thing. Maybe not so much. I don't know. It's a good beginning, even though it's begun in 2010. Like all these demos I've done and stuff. But this is like the coming together for one. I don't know. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Who knows? But I don't care. This is just, what the hell am I talking about? I'm just kind of all over the place. I believe that this project is my heart and soul of my life. Like, if I could get this together as a full project and play live, that is like my dream and my passion. Other than like certain things I'm not going to share on here that involve, people of a certain hair color, women of a certain hair color, harem of redheads. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe. Other than that, I mean, like, it's my dream of my life is to do this project, and to play live with it would be even better. And I'm back in the live scene, so I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm not going to settle for second best. I mean, I've done that way more often than not with music. Like, just not the best situations that I've been in the past. As far as like with Pathless Land, even, people that move across the fucking country for a girlfriend, and don't tell me, or people that are such alcoholics that they just like can't even like keep the base together. I'm not mentioning names, but Pathless Land, I have high standards for it. I have higher standards for it than even this release. Like, this is just a beginning to me of this project. I know it sounds crazy because it's been going on for 13 years or whatever, with regards to various things that I've done with it. But this is like I consider this the beginning of Pathless Land. This is like the true, in a way, it's the true beginning, somewhat, maybe not, because I don't know. I have mixed feelings about a lot of the stuff I've done. I was talking to my drummer, my current band, because we were in bands together back in the day. We did these demos and stuff. And I'm like, I just can't listen to it anymore. It's missing something, And I'll probably say that about some of my stuff now down the road, who knows. But I don't care, as long as I keep pushing. If I have to pay people to sing on an album, I don't want to, but if I have to, I have to. It's just, that's the way it goes. But I'm going to continue to do it. It might be a little bit more, I think it'll get faster. Like, the workflow on the next release will be faster. It's not going to take fucking 5 years. I'll tell you that. I might do like an EP in between, like 3 songs or something. It's not going to take 5 years. It'll take like a year for the next, maybe not the next album, but maybe, next release. Like, release with new songs, not re-recorded or whatever. Like, it'll take, it'll be a lot more streamlined, and I'll do it right, like, drums are separated, all this stuff, I was supposed to do with this one, but I didn't do it. It took so long. But yeah, I'm happy with it, though. I'm happy with the breadth and the variety of what it is and what it's about, because it's like, this is me. This album is me. It's my beliefs and my philosophy and my ideas are in this album. This is my personal beliefs. It's like, I just did this black metal song, and for this project Bone Crusher, and I like it. It's pretty good. It's kind of a joke project, sort of. But like, do I believe? Am I a Satanist? Like, do I believe? I want to drink Jack Daniels in hell? No, it's kind of a role I play, because it is a role-playing character that I play. That it's like a real-life music that is based on this role-playing character. I'll actually do a separate video about that, not tonight, but about Bone Crusher, because I do like Bone Crusher too, but it's not really me. There's a reflection, there's me in there. But Pathless, what I'm trying to say is Pathless Land, like the lyrics, the philosophical ideas, the pomp, it's all me, you know? So, yeah. So it's going to be released. I'm thinking that if I can just work my ass off at getting a decent recording. See, the problem, not decent recording, decent mix and master. The problem always is something's hurting my ears. And I have these weird sinus issues and stuff. So it's easier for that to happen. Because I was even listening to Slayer the other day in the car with full blast, like, vocal hurt my ear, you know? But as long as it doesn't do that, as long as you can hear the instruments, I'll probably just finish it. Like, for example, Dungeon Master, I'm using an old mix and master for that, not the one that was done recently, because, or there was one done recently. It's hard to keep track. I know, release all this shit, and because I just didn't like him mixing out stuff, I'm not going to ask this guy. This guy is kind of a character, and I'm not going to, you know, I'm spending all this money and stuff on this, and I'm going to try not to spend as much money as, I'm going to try to cut down the costs of this release by trying to do it myself. If I cannot do it for the life of me, if I've made 50 different, you know, waves or MP3s on my computer, I play it in my car, I play it on a CD player, I play it on the computer, play it on my phone, you know, I've done that too. And it just sounds like shit, then I'll go to someone else like that dude. But if it's like, okay, yeah, it's passable. And there's a lot more songs to come that I have to get mixed down and mastered. There's corrections to be made too. There's corrections like digital moving, sliding things, or deleting little static noise and shit like that. But as far as the actual balls to the wall, you know, recording stuff, recording tracks, it is finished. Finally, to all this fucking time. And I'm very happy about that. So that's about all.